Hello, everybody. Another season of NFL football is underway. Now, I don't know. I did gain a lot of subs. So most of you, if not all of you, aren't aware that last season I did weekly predictions and also playoffs. Um, of course, I will spend the most time on my Chicago Bears because, that makes sense. That's my Bears. But I will predict every single game of the NFL season from week 1 to the Super Bowl in February. Get hyped. I was going to do a preseason, but it was just too hard, and by the time I uploaded it, half the games were already done, so, fuck it. So, let's start with the first one. NFL kickoff possible Super Bowl matchup, Buffalo Bills at Rams. This is going to be a good one. It kicks off in about 4 hours. This video is going to be up. Hopefully, I got better internet now, so hopefully it's going to be up soon. Both elite offenses. I think this is going to be a shootout. Josh Allen, I think, is the better quarterback, in my opinion. However, the Rams, this is not going to be an easy game. I think this has potential to be one of the greatest kickoff games of all time. If they just let the offenses cook, and if if this is a purely offensive game, I'm just gonna give the edge to Buffalo, and I say this game ends 42-39. Um, a great start to a great season. Now let's move over to the AFC. A not so great game. The Colts at the Texans. The AFC South is probably the most forgotten division. Um, in sports. Every division in the NFL has, a team that people really care about across the country. You know, got the Bills and the Patriots and the AFC East. You got the Bengals, Browns, the entire AFC North, pretty much. You got the Chiefs and the Raiders. Of course, you got the Bears, NFC North, my favorite division, of course. You got the Rams, Super Bowl champs, Bucks, Saints, the Cowboys. But these teams are kind of forgotten about. I mean, you don't see the media going around talking about the Jaguars all the time, you know? Um, but oh, and the Texans, which are projected to be a pretty bad team this year. I don't want to spend too much time on this. The Colts, I think, are going to get worse this year. I did my predictions on TikTok where I predicted every record, and of course, I did my predictions here. Um, and of course, these predictions are going to be different than my before season predictions. But I'm gonna they should resemble one another close. But I'm gonna go with the Colts here. Um, I just think they aren't a super elite team, but they are better than the Texans in every single way. Colts win 27-13. Next up, the AFC Championship winning Super Bowl playing Cincinnati Bengals versus the also playoff. They did make the playoffs. Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are going to be starting uh, Mr. Kiss and Titties, Mitch Trubisky, who I'm a fan of. I like Mitch Trubisky. Um, I'm just going to be honest here. Bengals are going to win this game. It's at home. The Bengals are going to want to make a statement. They want to avoid all those stupid Super Bowl hangover accusations every team gets. And a statement win against their hated rival is what they'll get. but I think the Steelers will make it a bit hard. 24-22. I think it's going to be a rough game, but I think the Steelers are going to play their best. Well, the Bengals are going to prove, and they're going to start 1-0. Next up, we got the Ravens and the Jets. Ravens are going to be a good team this year. I think they're going to be contending for a wild card spot. Injuries held them back a lot. My predictions weren't that kind on them, but after doing more research, how injured they are, I'm changing that up a bit. However, the Jets love to operate off false hope, and I think this win is going to be a fluke win. My gut tells me the Jets are going to come out and upset a team, even though the Ravens are better in pretty much every way. Oh wait, no, Joe Flacco. Forgot Joe Flacco was playing. I'm changing that. I got the Ravens winning 29. I don't know. 19, I think it's going to be a sloppy game. 19-10. Next up, Patriots Dolphins. The Dolphins at home own Miami. No. Own the Patriots. Last year it was the same, but then in 2020, the year before that, same thing. I I don't see that changing. And for that reason, and for the reason they don't have Brady anymore, I'm going with the Dolphins. Beat them 25-20. Next up, we have the Chargers versus the Raiders. Um, the Raiders had quite the season last year. Um, they gave up their first round pick to us off waivers. Thank you for that. And I think they're going to be in for a rough year personally. Chargers got Khalil Mack. They got better in pretty much every way. I think they're going to be a contender to win the AFC West. I'm going with the Chargers to win a pretty good one, 33-21. Actually, 17. Next up, Jags and Commanders. The Jaguars, the team can't stay terrible forever. Um, I think the Jaguars are angry this year. They're getting weapons for Trevor. I think this is going to be a Trevor Lawrence breakout game. No, the Commanders aren't terrible. I think Jags are going to upset. I think Jags will upset and start 1-0. However, I mean, last time they started 1-0, didn't really end that well for them. Now did it? They went 1-15. Next up, ooh, this is gonna be a good matchup. We got Baker versus his old team. Of course, Deshaun is not playing. He's in his timeout corner until week 13, I believe. The Browns, on paper, are the better team, at least in my opinion. However, pissed off quarterbacks play different, and for that reason, give me the Panthers to win in a shootout. 24-20. The Chiefs, the playoff lock of the AFC. Everyone thinks the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs and do really good, and I am also one of those people. I don't really see them losing this game against the Cardinals team, which bowed out when they were the best team in the league. People were like, "Oh, they're frauds, they're frauds," and yeah. I got the Chiefs winning this by 16 points. 35-19. Next up, Giants at Titans. The Titans always lose one game a year that they shouldn't lose. And something just tells me that this game right here is going to be it. I know on paper doesn't seem like it, but my gut tells me it. Of course, I'm probably going to be wrong. Titans are probably going to win by 16. But I think the Giants come out and upset the Titans 20-19. Next up, Monday Night Football. This game right here is going to be good. A Russell Wilson revenge game, and I'm just going to be honest, it's going to be a fucking blowout. Um, Seeing how the Bears manhandled the Seahawks in preseason. I know preseason doesn't really matter, but still, it's going to be a rough season for Seattle. But they should embrace the tank, get a new quarterback. Might get the next Russell Wilson, win another Super Bowl. I got the Broncos winning 38-10. Next up, we'll do the Bears last. Eagles, Lions. This Lions team is different. I think they might be getting a little too much credit. People are dick riding them a little too hard, but I think they're gonna upset. What score though? I think it's gonna be 26-24. Lions start 1-0 for the first time since I have no clue. Next up, Falcons Saints. Ooh, I don't really know about this game. I'm gonna go Saints. So I'll keep it close. I gotta take a shit. Um, Saints, Falcons. Saints are just better. I think the Falcons are gonna be in for a rough season. I think the Saints get a comfortable one to start the season with a winning record. Give me 23-14. Next up, ooh, I'm gonna watch this game. I hope they show it in my market. The Green Bay Packers versus the Vikings. The Vikings seem to have the Packers number, which as a Bears fan, I like seeing the Packers lose. It brings me great joy. Even if it's the Vikings doing it, I will accept that. I will root for the Vikings if it's against the Packers, or if it's, beneficial to our playoff odds, which in rare cases it is. I I'm not the only one saying this. I'm having that one. Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings to upset. I think the Packers, maybe they're not in the right rhythm. Um, I think they get upset. 30-24. And then prime time Sunday night football, Bucks, Cowboys. Just give me the Bucks. The Cowboys, I don't think are going to be as good as they were last year. I got them going like 10. I still think they can make the playoffs. But give me Bucks. Bucks 27. Cowboys 23. And finally, my Chicago Bears versus the 49ers. This is going to be a great game against two teams that get a lot of disrespect. Trey Lance gets so much disrespect in the media, and Justin Fields gets so much disrespect in the media as well. Jimmy G is going to be playing. I don't think Trey Lance is going to be playing. We almost won last year with Nagy coaching, with a worse defense. We just kind of fell apart at the end. And with a combination of some new elite defensive pieces, and a better quarterback, and a competent coach and offensive coordinator, I'm going to say the Bears outperform the 49ers 23 to 17. Bears win. So going into the going into the season, Vikings are in first. But of course, it's all gonna change week two. Who's gonna remain undefeated? Who's gonna drop their second game? Who knows? But I don't see the Packers. I think the Vikings will win that game. I think the Bears and Lions will upset. Will the Packers win next week? Probably. I hope not. I want them to start 0 and 2. Then they'll. Who do the Packers play week 3? Ooh. Mm, I think I'll say the Packers win that one. There's a good chance if the Vikings upset and the Bears can upset, they're gonna Packers can start 0 and 3. But of course, Aaron Rodgers will right in the ship. You can't underestimate him. Anyway, these are my week 1 predictions. Thanks for watching. Go Bears. Football is back.